So, hello everybody, welcome to Techplot Suite webinar. My name is Antoine Lager and I'm an aerospace engineer. I'm working at Genius Graphics. So, today's summary. So, I'll do a brief introduction about Genius Graphics, so basically who we are and what we do. Then I will speak about data visualization in its most general sense. I will hence focus on visualizing big data sets, and then I will speak about plotting and comparing experimental data. And finally, I will end up with numerous dataset management and visualization of parametric studies or optimization studies. So, Genius Graphics. So, we are the exclusive revender of Tecplot across Europe and Western Asia. There is more than 1,300 organizations which are using Tecplot. We have more than 20 years of experience and we are based in Regensburg, Germany. We are doing some training, some consulting, as well as some software development. Our largest customers across Europe are EADS, Dassault Aviation, DLR, MBDA, Marine, MTU, Yonera, Siemens Power Generation. So, how to visualize datasets? Basically, Tecplot 360 loads many commercial data formats, and it's also really easy to export your in-house code results into Tecplot data formats. So what we will see is that you can compare really easily different kind of data from different solvers, for example, using Tecplot 360. Also a good point is that while visualizing your results using Tecplot 360, you free up your solver for simulation use. So you can run a case while doing post-processing and visualization. Sorry. So Techplus 360 gathers all XY, 2D, and 3D plots and animations just in one tool. And you can as well export publication quality plots. So the quality of exports is really high. It's very stable and really easy to use, very interactive. You can learn it very, very fast. And you can also customize it using macros or Python scripts. So let me just show you a brief example of what you can do with Tecplot. So here we have a case of an elastic flap in a flow. So basically we have three kinds of data. The first one is an NZ simulation of the structural analysis of the flap itself. The second one is an experimental data. It's a pressure sensor, let's say in a wind tunnel or in a real experiment. And the third data is fluent cases of our flap. So, well, as you can see, it's a transient case. So you have one fluent case for every time steps, and we can see all those data here. So what I'm going to do now is to load all those data into Tecplot 360 and compare them. So I just open Tecplot 360 session, and here is the data loaders. So as you can see, Tecplot supports numerous kind of data. So for example, Abacus format or ANSYS or let's say Excel, Fluent, Nastran pattern, OpenFOAM, etc. Well, that's not an exhaustive list, and there is always a possibility to load other data formats into Tecplot. So the first case I will load is the Fluent simulation. So I just use a Fluent data loader. Specify my the files I want to load. So they're here. I just select them all. Well, Fluent for each case exports two kind of data, .cas and .dat. Hopefully Techplot recognizes it already, so I don't have to do anything else than just selecting my file to load them. So here is my result. As you can see, it's very fast to load. I can really easily select zones, for example, I want to show or I don't want. There is every possibilities that one can expect from general visualization tool. So for example, you can place ISO surfaces, let's say here, for example. You can display some slices and well, whatever plane you want, and it's really easy to position. You can also enter the exact value you want. Another thing, for example, you can display some stream traces defining your vector. So you can position them either using a rake or one by one. That's another example. So as you can see, every action is really easy to perform, and it's very fast. Now, an interesting feature is when you have set up a frame style, you can save it and then reload it. So I already saved a frame style, and I'm just loading it right now. So here is my frame style, and as I load it, I don't have anything else to do to visualize the results in the exact way I want. Here, for example, I'm using some dynamic variable, which is displaying the time step that I'm looking at. So as you can see, it's a transient case, so I can animate it. Well, I can animate it either on screen or export it to a file and then select whatever media file I want. So it's very powerful to create animation and to publish your result and show them in the nicest way possible. So now what we are going to do is to load the NZIS result on the flaps itself. So just you can tile your frames. So there are let's say they have a better display. Then you just select the other frame that you are creating. You can create as many frames as you want, and just loading the NZIS result. So once again, I select my result. That's all I have to do. So here it is. And well, there is some post-processing capabilities in Tecplot 360. So as you can see, for example, here I can derive either, well, let's say I'm interested in von Mises train. I can just post-process it and add it to my dataset. So it's already in. As I did before with the Fluent case, I can load the frame style. So here I'm loading my frame style, and as you can see, it's everything it's exactly the way I saved it last time I looked at it. So it's very fast to look at something. What you can do also is link your frame style. So let's say that you want to link it in the 3D view. So basically what you are looking on the right frame is exactly what you are looking on your left frame. So you can compare, let's say, details with a very good accuracy. Frames are also linked in time, so basically they are moving with according to the time step on both frames. So before loading my pressure sensor, I would like to show you a nice feature of Tecplot 360 is that you can probe your data in order to extract, let's say, some XY plot in this case. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm probing my CFD data. So I'm probing it at my pressure sensor position, and then I just click do probe, and it's extracting the pressure over time of my solution. So what I'm doing now, I'm tiling my frame once again. Well, I will be loading some frame style for my two first cases. So here's my Fluent tile, and here is my NZ tile. Okay, and now that I have this, well, as you can see on the very bottom frame, it's the pressure sensor I did in my CFD simulation. I have that vertical bar, for example, which displays the time step at which I am. Now what I will do is in that XY plot, I will load my experimental data and compare it on the same frame. So I'm just using the Tecplot data loader as I wrote my data from my sensor as a Tecplot format. I add it to the current set. Then I just select it and open it. Okay, it's just telling me right now that there is variables in my pressure sensor that are already existing in my CFD simulation, and that's a very good news because that's the variables I want to compare one by one. So I just click OK, and here now my experimental data is loaded into Tecplot. So I'm just deleting the zones I don't want to look at, and I will rename this one as my CFD simulation. I will just copy it and do a second a second zone, sorry, with my experimental data. So here I select my experimental data, and as you can see, I can visualize both experimental and CFD data on the same frame. Once again, I'm loading a frame style that I already saved before. And sorry, I want to load it, not to save it. And here it is. So basically, what you can see is that I can compare as many data as I want from very various kind of data, so either CFD simulation, structural simulation, experimental, and I can even compare experimental results with computed ones, so it's very powerful. Another thing that is very interesting in Techplot 360 is that you can use some post-processing capabilities, so you can define, for example, some fluid properties, reference values, etc. You can calculate variables, perform an integration, for example, to get the average pressure on a plane or on a slice. You can extract flow filters such as vortex cores, etc. There is a lot of possibilities. What you can do also is export your frame, so either active frame or all of your frame, and you can choose from numerous formats. You can also specify what quality of pictures you want. There is vectorized pictures that are very good and well applied for publications and papers. So that's all for the moment for the overview of Techplot 360, and I will now speak about visualizing big results into Techplot. So the problem when you are looking at big results is that basically it takes a while for you to load your result, to look at them, and the other problem is that most of the time it's really let's say you need a lot of memory to load big data sets. So we are typically speaking about 500 million cells up to 1 billion and even above. We guess that our customers will be around those numbers in the next 2 years. So Techplot this year will release new version of Techplot 360, which is called 360EX. It's actually in beta test right now, so if you want to try it, you can for free. So it's a revolution in CFD data format, as there is 2 new technologies which are part of the new Techplot 360. First, there is a new TechIO, so taking out data format, which basically you can declare variables and their values implicitly. So your data files are smaller and way faster to load. The other nice feature is the load and demand technology. So what you currently do when you're using a visualization tool is that you load all your data and then you display something that you want to look at. For example, if you've got 1 billion cell, and you want to look at a slice, you will load that billion cells data and then display the slice. With the load on demand, it's a bit different. You specify at the beginning when you want to load your data that you want to look at that slice, and it basically loads only the slice. And well, all your data is there, so you can move it, for example, and it will load another slice. But it allows Tecplot to cut down significantly on time to load data and memory usage. It also has a new user-friendly interface, which is well, let's say more colorful and more intuitive. A lot of actions are directly accessible with the right click, so it's even easier to use than the current Techplot. So here down on my slide are some results from Tecplot incorporation benchmarks. So it's about 400 million cells. It's a plane in a flow, basically, and as you can see, the time has been significantly reduced. So on the left part, it's the display of an ISO surface on the wings. So with the standard Tecplot, it takes around 700 seconds to load. With the new subload on demand, it's only 43 seconds. And even more interesting, I would say, is that the peak memory currently is about 50 gigabytes. That's something that you can get only on a big computer. It's been reduced to 2.4. That's an amount of memory that you can find on a laptop. So basically, it allows you to visualize big data on small computers and in a very fast way. The second example is a slice, and well, with the standard current Tecplot, you have about 3 minutes and 40 seconds of loading for your data. It's been reduced to 2 seconds, and even more interesting, the peak memory was about 20 gigabytes, which is also very big, and now it's about 300 megabytes, and that's definitely something you can afford using a laptop. Now I will briefly speak about plotting experimental data. I will not spend too much time on it, as it is the subject of our next webinar, which is post-processing and visualization of measured data using Tecplot. It will be held on the 18th of March at 10:30 European time. So plotting experimental data is something that is available in both Techplot 360 and Techplot Focus. Focus is basically a subset of Techplot 360. Both excels in visualizing experimental data, and you can format the plot in the exact way you want. You've got all the possibilities, and it's up to you to make it looking a way or another. So you can load data from very various sources. So for example, PIV, PSP, pressure sensors, 0D measurement, simulation data as well, of course. And you have no limitation in data size. Two examples that I'd like to show you. The first one, I would say it's a classic in supersonic aerodynamics. It's oblique shock. So basically you have an upcoming stream of Mach M1, and the stream is deviated by an angle of theta. Then a shock forms, an oblique shock, at an angle of beta, and after the shock you have a second Mach number, which is Mach 2. So you can calculate Mach 2 and beta from Mach 1 and theta. That's what I did. So I will just show it to you. Sorry. So I'm launching right now Techplus 360. I did realize the calculations into Excel, so I will use the Excel loader. Just specify my path. Okay, here it is. So here is my shock data, and well, as you can see, right now my data is totally, let's say, it might be a random data, as if I want to display it, I have a lot of points that might be anything. In my case, it's a shock table values, but that may be actually anything. Now I will show you the results, so what you can do with that. Just let me get to it. Here it is. So that diagram I did using Tecplot. Oops, sorry, I did wrong manipulation. Okay, here it is. Here is my oblique shock diagram. I wanted to format it that way. So basically you have ISO Mach 1 lines here with the corresponding labels, and it's also colored in the according to the color I did define. Those lines are ISO Mach 2, so after the shock. And here is the angle of deviation, and here is the angle of shock. What you can see also pretty obviously is that here in green are where the Mach after the shock is below 1, so you're subsonic after your shock, and those kinds of shocks are called strong shocks, as you come from a supersonic flow to a subsonic flow. And here is a weak shock, so after the shock you are still supersonic. That's an example on how, let's say, how customizable you can make your diagrams. I will speak a bit more about those kind of diagrams during our next webinar. Another one that I wanted to show you is this doghouse plot here. So that's something that has been done for UK Royal Air Forces. So basically, what is interesting in those plots is that you can overlay many frames and many data one over each other. Here, for example, I have, let's say, 5 kind of data which are overlaying each other. So the first one in white is the flight envelope, so you basically cannot fly out of this envelope, or you will just stall, for example. In yellow are the incidence lines, so it's for doing a maneuver. In red are basically the energetical lines, so if you are here and you do a maneuver along that 0 line up to here, you will basically have the same total energy during all your maneuver. In blue are also displayed some ISO altitudes here, and you also can display, for example, ISO G load. So as you can see, it's a plot which gathers a lot of information, and it can be done by overlaying frames. You can overlay as many frames as you want and create some very complex plots. We will focus on it in the next webinar. So now I would like to speak about visualizing many results. So as we've seen, Techplot 360 excels in visualizing data. However, if you are running some numerous cases, for example, in parametric or optimization studies, most of the time our users told us that they have issues while managing the data set. So for example, you're running 200 cases and you want to visualize your result, you will have to load every result one by one into your visualization software, and then to compare them in an efficient way, well, you just cannot, because you don't have the memory available to visualize 200 cases at a time. So the current solution is to export pictures and, for example, print them. And we have been visiting some customers who have walls of printed pictures of their results, and that's time-consuming first, and well, that's not very environmental friendly to print such a huge amount of pictures, and yeah, it also leads to some mistakes. So, for example, you can look at a data and think you are looking at a case, but it's actually not the good case you have. Or, for example, you can also present some result, and someone is asking you to see another result. Then you will have to go to your computer to find the file, to load it into your visualization tool, and it takes a lot of time. Tecplot released last year, or 2 years ago, sorry, the new Tecplot Chorus software. Well, it's major breakthrough in parametric and optimization studies. I will give you an example just after. So basically what you can do with Techplot Chorus is view all of your results at a time. And it also organizes your data for you, so you don't have to look a long time for data. The good thing is that the data itself is available at any time, and you can load it really easily into your visualization tool. You don't have to look for the files. So you save a tremendous amount of time that you don't have to load your simulation one by one. They are all already loaded into Techplot Chorus, and then you also reduce mistakes for your for the analysis of your results. So let me just show you an example. So here is parametric study of an unmanned air vehicle. So the parameters which are used are the Mach, the alpha, which is the incidence, and beta, which is the drift. So I have here 32 simulations. Chorus can handle as many simulations as you want. And here is a case. So we've been using Chorus to post-process those results. And okay, here is a typical Chorus session. So you have different windows, and each one of them has interesting features in terms of finding out what interesting result you want to look at. For example, here is a table view. So it summarizes all your cases. The nice thing is that you can sort them. So here's Mach, alpha, and beta are my parameters, and those values are calculated either from Tecplot or directly from your solver. The nice thing is that you can sort really easily your data. So if you want the lowest drag cases or the highest lift, let's say, you can have it really easily. You can sort it just in a click, and it's very fast. Another thing that you can do is to use filter to filter your cases. So basically, you're saying, okay, I don't want my simulation with a Mach over 0.6, then you can do it also easily. And then if you want it with, let's say, big drag, you have your cases which are automatically updated in every view actually of Techplot. So in that table view, but also in the other views. That's a very powerful way to sort your result and to, let's say, eliminate the one you are not interested in. Another feature here is the matrix view. It's very powerful because in a glance you can get all the let's say simulation you've done, but what is interesting is that they are sorted, well, here by Mach and alpha, and I can, for example, page them by my third parameter, which was beta. So as you can see, I can go for all my beta. I know where I have some simulations. That's very powerful if you want to know where you should add some points to your data. For example, here I have beta of 10, and I have, for example, no data in I alpha's simulation. So that's basically gives you a really nice overview on which cases you should do, and you can also kind of interpolate, like here at that place, the result might be between that one, and that's something you can that helps you a lot, let's say, to select your cases. You can, of course, display labels, so you know every time what case it is. So here I'm page by beta equals 0, so it's equals to 0 everywhere. You can select different views. Those views you basically define them using Tecplot 360. It's just a frame style that you save, and then you just go to Chorus and it's all available. So that's a very powerful tool. Another thing is that if you are interested in a case, or let's say in two cases, your data is always available. So you can either click view images, so you have, let's say, a deeper look, like you can compare live those two cases, for example. You can compare them with many kind of pictures. Another thing that you can do, and it's very quick as it's a difference from pixels, is that you can get the delta between cases. And the power of it is that you can compare 32, well, I have 32 here, but it would be the same for 200. And you can compare all of those data just by right-clicking it, and picture is there. You don't have any loading time. You don't have anything to do. Then you say, okay, let's display labels, so alpha, beta, and mac. So I know what picture corresponds to which case, and you can even kind of animate it, so you can get your result in a very, very nice way, and yeah, good-looking way. So that's very interesting if you're presenting parametric studies results. So you say, okay, we selected those cases, and someone asks you a question about, yes, but what when you have that case but beta equals 10, and then you don't even have to look for a file or anything, you just select the case, it's already there. So you have all your results in the same tool, and that's the power of it, I would say. Then I will line, so you can, according to your parameter, define some line plots. So for example, here is the Mac versus drag. You can, let's say, derivate some approximation of your curves. It's been, well, here colored by alpha. Yeah, it's a good way to get let's say, the behavior of your study. Well, last but not least, I would like to speak about that 3D scatter plot here. So basically, you have a point for every one of your studies, and well, those points are correct. What is nice is that you can use some surrogate model. So here is my surrogate model. You can export that model, for example, to Scilab or MATLAB or whatever external software you want for another, let's say, deeper post-processing, for example. Well, you can select cases. It's always the same. Every cases is available, and you right-click, so you can, for any point, see it really, really efficiently. Another thing is, for example, if you don't want to consider that point because you estimate that, let's say, the calculation weren't converged, for example, you can just mark it as inactive, and then you see the surrogate model will be automatically updated. So these are a few of all the features that Chorus offers. It's a very powerful tool. Well, I don't have that many time to give you other features, but yeah, you can know that. For example, you can organize it, well, all your frames very easily. What you can do as well is, for example, if you've selected those two cases, let's say, and you are interested in them, a thing that you can do is get a stronger analysis of those results, and you just load them into directly into Tecplot 360. So the thing is that you can define a frame. So let's say that I'm interested in the details at the nose of those two cases. So I just select them, right-click, select View Data, and it will launch automatically Tecplot 360. And here it is. So basically, all my cases are loaded to Tecplot 360, and I can get a deeper look and a very accurate look of my data. So here are my two cases. I will just display, let's say, alpha and beta that I'm interested in. Well, the good thing is that it is a regular session of Techplot 360, so you can do whatever you want. You can change your slice position. You can display ISO surfaces, for example. You can add some stream traces. Well, if you modify something on the, let's say, left frame, you can display the same modifications into the left frame just by clicking Synchronize Now, and that's very interesting feature. So for example, if you're interested in that sur pressure here, that's just an example, but you can get a very close look at it. You can, I don't know, for example, you can add some contour levels here to get better approximation. You can plot, you can do whatever you want. It's a regular Chorus session, Techplot 360 session, sorry. Another nice thing is that you can compare your data. So what you can do is just to go on show diff, and it will automatically calculate the differences of pressure between that case and this one. And that's a very powerful tool to compare it, and you have numbers that you can get out of it, so you know exactly how different they are. It's also a, let's say, quantitative, sorry, way of looking at it. If you're not anymore interested in that slice, you can, for example, put it on the Y plane, just an example, and as you can see, it's already uploaded, and you just click Synchronize Now. Getting synchronized, so you're looking at the exact same thing in both frames. So yeah, that's, I would say, doing that analyze without a Techplot Chorus, it will take a huge amount of time. Some customers that try using Techplot Chorus told us that they can save up to 50 days a year. That's about 1 day a week. So it's either longer weekends or going home earlier. It's very powerful, and they're really happy with that. So so yeah, that's it for today, as I don't have that much time to speak about it further. But yes, we are here available for you. So well, first thing is that you can try for free any of our software at techplot.com/trial. For any question, please contact us by either email at support@techplot.de, or even more efficient, you can call us, as we can answer live, and we are really happy and looking forward your calls. We can provide some really easy support, either with online meetings or webinar trainings, as we are doing now. And another interesting website is techplottalk.com, which is the user community. So thank you very much for your attending, and please contact me for any information. I'm also here for a while, so you can ask me any question you want. Thank you. To ask any question, you can use the chat window on webinar software.
Somebody was asking to redo the animation features of the cooling genesis.
Mm-hmm.
I think we did an animation. It was probably too fast for the broadcast.
Okay. Who is asking you? repeat animation. Can we have the slide? Okay. Okay, so about the current session.